Hello and good evening and welcome to The Truth Behind the Truth. Hey, you've got the originators and not the duplicators. Now, the rest of our team is has a few things going on, so hopefully they may pop in a little bit later, but we're going to get into this tonight, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, it has been one hell of a week, okay?
Yes, a hot week at best.
Yes, indeed.
It's been very hot, especially in LA. It's been, they say in Palm Springs, it's like 102 degrees. Ooh, my gosh.
Well, you know, it's been actually hot all over, though. That's the thing. You know, it has been quite hot.
I do not like the summer. I don't like the summer. I'm waiting on the fall. The fall is my season, everyone.
Yeah, you're mine.
I love the fall, my goodness, and the spring. So if you agree, please put it in the comments. The spring and the fall are two of the best summers. The winter and summers must go. But to be honest with you, the winter is so important to the earth because the earth has to cleanse itself of all of the evil. Well, no, I won't say evil, but all of the stuff that's been, messed up by, I would say by man, by humanity. And it takes, winter and snow. It comes in and cleanses all of the, the craziness and stuff. So I think, to be honest with you, that is one of the reasons why we have it in the first place, for the earth to regroup itself. So we need, for that to happen, right? Because if we don't have that, we won't survive. So
but it's parallel to our lives.
Oh, most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? We have winter season in our lives. We have summer seasons. We have fall seasons. And I think that one of the things that we always should focus in on is the opportunity of those seasons and how it is very beneficial to our lives.
Yes.
And I think in many cases we don't pay attention to that.
That's true.
A lot of, it's just there's so much going on, it is. It just is. It just is. There's a lot that's going on, in terms of around us. And things
hey, Gilbert.
Oh, good evening, Gilbert. Good evening. So that there's a lot. There's a lot to navigate. This is why we've been, focusing these shows on navigating your life in America, because there is a lot to navigate, and go, to deal with. And I think that a lot of times where we have here in society that people don't know how to navigate.
Yeah.
They don't really know how
to compartmentalize what we're dealing with. Compartmentalize, meaning that's what you mean in navigating, right? Navigating what's going on nationwide. Compartmentalizing is a hard thing to do for some. I will put myself on the docket. It's hard when you're stressed out or you're dealing with pressure and anxiety, which I know most Americans are dealing with right now as we speak, because we have an election coming around the corner. And people are anxiety-ridden because too much is happening all at once. The president got COVID. And, we just almost had a near-death assassination happen. And
you mean that with that mosquito?
Well,
Good evening down there. That mosquito. That mosquito went, and all of a sudden,
Now they don't. Now listen, and they were talking about this on X. Most of your conservative platforms are trying to sue liberal platforms for mocking a near-death experience that Trump almost had in Milwaukee. It wasn't Milwaukee. But still,
yeah. Okay.
And also, one more thing before we go into too much in-depth, deepness. Yeah, I want to congratulate Grindr. Grindr had its surge.
You guys are gonna love this.
Wait a minute, hold on. Let me finish. Let me say this.
Okay,
I want to congratulate Grindr because they had nearly crashed 3 times during the Republican convention. There were a bunch of hookups going on in Milwaukee, and only in that particular area.
I love Darnell's place.
Only in that particular area. They said that
oh my God,
there was a lot of hookups on the rise during the Republican National Convention.
Right here,
and they said many people had counted minty of faceless profiles.
Oh.
Now, if you don't know what Grindr is,
please explain.
Grindr is a hookup app.
Please explain.
Hookup, for those who do not know, what it means to hook up is to meet and that person in random places and have sex. Please gay sex at best, because it's a gay.
Well, it ain't a meet and greeting with like you meet him.
And no meeting and no greeting. You don't even get a glass of water at the door. You just get a yank in and a push out. Basically, now for those Republicans who are wanting to get rid of gay marriage, and I'm talking about the ones from the Bible Belt, from the Appalachia, from the Rust Belt to the whatever belt, to the country belt, the ones that don't even believe in lube,
the bottom belt,
but believe in. You know what? Those are the ones who are out there.
I'm loving this, y'all. Go ahead, baby.
Who are hooking and bumping into grinding wherever they can find a secret hiding place, but telling us in the public that it is wrong to be gay. But then
not even just that, just period.
It's just
this illicit activity that has been being partook in the land of the land.
They want everything to be done behind closed doors. That's what they want to be done. They don't want it to be in the public.
Oh, is that what
everything
it is?
Everything has to be done behind closed doors. They don't want the curtain to be lifted up and their skirt tail to be shown.
Okay, well, but baby, that's all right. They done got out there now, so it's out there.
We know.
ain't no covering up for this one. All right, because it's on record. It is on record that the options have been explored over the course of the past 4 days in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. The new hiding place, Milwaukee.
And one of the Grindr executives called it
not the executive.
Yeah, the executive called it the Grindr Super Bowl. He called the Republican National Convention. It's basically the Grindr's Super Bowl.
Wow. Okay.
Wow. Well, half of them all of them went pumped up and got their facelifts and Botox. That's all you saw throughout the camera.
I'm loving this. I'm just like, this is just the great way to start off the truth behind the truth. Okay. Hey, last week we came on at the right time because the bee sting happened in the ear. And the pack of ketchup went, we hey, we come on this week talk about Grindr, man. You know what? We are just in the flow. Come on, universe, keep dropping the nuggets on us every week. Okay,
JB, did you guys see the factor that? So at his whole debacle that he had, the foolishness that he had going on,
yes,
all of it happened. Days went by. He did not reach out to the family or anything of that sort.
Right. Exactly.
So Biden, that did not have anything, he reaches out to the family. The wife released a statement thanking him and saying that therefore it's amazing how he lost his life at this rally for him, and he did not even reach out to the family not one time.
Wow.
So he comes with a freaking firefighter jacket with the wrong names, with the man name spelt wrong on it.
Oh my gosh, I cannot. Well,
he kisses it too. What type of mafia style this? My thing is, like, if you don't see the hypocrisy, the craziness, I'm sorry, you're in a cult. There is no. I will be foolish not to see how crazy this man is. But you know what? That's a situation called MAGA. I don't know if that's Republican, but it's MAGA. And I hate to say it, but MAGA is a very cultist. It's becoming a very cultist situation. And that new vice president, I feel sorry for not vice president. I'm so sorry. The guy that's running as his running mate, I feel bad for his wife. Did y'all hear what they were calling his wife on X?
No. What
they call her Miss Brown. That Brown.
Oh no!
Yeah, the MAGA people are pissed that he is married to a Brown.
No,
I did not know that's what you call Indian people, Brown.
Well, someone can get really brown. They get toasty now. I mean,
she married to a brown.
That culture can go really, really deep into color.
But she said she was a Democrat.
Wow.
She said that she was a registered Democrat, and when they met, they had a coming to Jesus moment.
Well, I don't know.
But then he was a Democrat too. He was a Democrat too and he was definitely not for Trump in the beginning.
Right.
But then
But have you noticed the pattern?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's the same. Trump was a Democrat, and then he saw open crack in a door, and he
stepped in.
Yeah, he stepped on in that crack.
He stepped right on in.
But they called that woman a brown. Now, how can you? Listen.
He should have denounced that position right then and there for the disrespect of his wife. But obviously, the position is more important to him than
power.
Absolutely.
That Project 2025, that manifesto for white men.
Charles, can you put that picture of them women in the kitchen up real quick while you talk?
Let's talk about this, y'all.
Okay.
Oh, after that, wait a minute, go put up the picture, Charles. But y'all got to hear what Candace Owens said about women protecting the president or women being a part of the Secret Service. Boy, you talking about
shut up.
You talking about somebody who wanted to put,
not that one. The one with the woman in the kitchen on the project. Just gonna want to show them what it looked like. But go ahead.
But Candace said women should not be in the Secret Service because they do not have the same strength as men. And if they were, and then on top of that, she went as far as to say that situation would have been better handled if it was only men in the situation and not women. And I said, girl, yes, she did. She went on.
She just as ignorant as she looks.
Right. I mean, I don't wish this on nobody, but she better be careful before mosquitoes start flying through her ear.
Oh boy.
So this the woman.
Look at it. This woman is she is clearly a brown skinned woman. Omen.
Yes, she is.
Omen. She's a brown skinned omen.
Yes.
And this lady you're sitting. It kind of baffles me when you see people who are of color, of light to dark skinned people. And they're out here not paying attention to the factor of how much if this man get into office, it's going to harm them as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's the part that baffles me. Like you don't. Think he's only out for himself. Yes, that's what they want the women to be in the kitchen.
Yes, it is, and this is it right here. The Project 2025. Women, get ready. Your rights are gone, baby. Your rights gonna be in the kitchen and in the bedroom and producing. That's it. That's it. I had noticed that, the whatever she was, the whatever he's calling himself, the person that's next to Trump, her hair was a little kinky. Just saying, but her hair was not fully straight.
Are you talking about the lady we just talked about?
Yeah, her hair wasn't fully straight.
That's just bad splitting. That's just bad splitting.
Her hair was not fully straight.
But it was just.
But I'm just saying, I'm not gonna go there at the moment, okay? Well, but I'm just saying, for these things to be aware of, and this is no racial empathies at all. This is just a conversation that we're having about the ridiculousness that's going on as you are navigating your life in America. Okay, it's just ridiculous out here in these streets, as they would say. It's ridiculous, to what these people are doing, saying, and all these type of things. Now, but here's the thing. One thing about that, the portions of the Republican convention that I had to stomach through. The first night, I almost threw up. Honestly.
Ambrose.
That, oh my God, okay. We'll say that one after break. That's just a disappointment to every woman that's on the planet. But we'll go there.
Like Jocelyn Hernandez, she's not a black girl. She's not a black girl.
Okay. That's a disappointment to every woman on the planet. I mean, really. But we'll say
go ahead.
We'll say the dish about her after we go to break. But I do want to say that if you paid close attention, there wasn't nobody at that convention.
It wasn't anybody. They just angled the camera.
You guys don't be fooled. Y'all don't be fooled. There wasn't nobody there. Okay, because stadium seating and what they accordingly was supposed to be, that place should have been packed. They took half of that building. You know how to do concerts. Sometimes they don't have people,
and they curtained it off.
Curtained it off.
Yeah.
Oh baby, it was curtained off after the first 5 rows of people. Okay, because the other
maybe Sexy Red had more people at her concert than he had at his rally. And you know, neither one of them ain't shit.
Okay. I can't. Well, let's just say it wasn't a Taylor Swift concert. Okay? That. So we definitely know that did not happen. Okay, we definitely did that. He didn't pack it out like Taylor Swift, like he thought that he said he was gonna do. All right. So Taylor kept right on, got her money, you know. So don't be led by these allegedly that are going on out here, y'all guys. You'd have paid attention to that if you watched it, or go back on YouTube. You can look at it. There wasn't nobody there. There wasn't nobody. That's why they had time to get on Grindr. But anyway, we'll pick that up when we come back from our first break. All right. We love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning into The Truth Behind the Truth tonight as we explore navigating your life in America. All right. We'll be right back after this break. All right, guys. Thank you. And we are back. The truth behind the truth. I know we hadn't, as we're talking, I'll have our producer, but we hadn't talked about our mugs lately. Okay, we need you guys to get the mugs. Okay, we still got them. All right. $13.99 what it was? Yeah, $13.99.
Well, $15.99, but we're gonna break it down to $2.99 so you can actually purchase it.
Hey. But we do want you guys to support in that aspect of it as well. And
please do.
As we keep scrolling on the screen about share your likes and comments to us. And also, if you support the show, put it out there. Okay, go to our Google page or send us an email, ttbttshow@gmail. Send 5 likes, you'll get a mug. Okay, we'll send a complimentary mug out to you for supporting us, putting the word out there on these possible streets as to what's going on. Like and shares, please. And share your comments tonight. Okay, if you don't agree, hey, it's okay. We're not going to hate you. We're going to love you. Okay, but this is what the health that we need as we're navigating life in America. Got an opinion? Share it. We'll talk about it. We'll bring it up. You know, just like one of our, I guess beginning of faithful watchers, Joe Mazes. Thank you for tuning in again tonight. He just brought the point of, the political situation in the U.S. speaks for itself. I can't agree with you more, Joe. Maybe we'll explore that a little bit more in terms of that, because he brought up a good question last week about how will we, as president, what will we do? Which I hope that we answered it to your liking last week, Joe. But if you got comments, questions, anything that we're talking about, please put it in the chat. Now, here's the thing: you can go to my page and put it there, or you can also transfer yourself over to YouTube or over to the Truth Behind the Authentic Truth Facebook page. There we can actually see it on the live show, okay? Because I'm looking at it from a perspective. So if you want to flip-flop between the 2 pages or whatever, put your comments up so we can see what you're saying and share it with everybody. We appreciate that as well. All right? Or send an email. We know that too. Anyway, so back into what we were talking about. Anna Rose, oh my God. The embarrassment of women. Embarrassment. Clear. Okay, anytime you feel it's necessary to put a tattoo across the forehead of your head, I'm done. Okay, I'm done. Okay, now here's the thing. Here's the positive. You're a beautiful young lady. I mean, you skin gorgeous. You have not had a beautiful life. Okay, you come from some deep sides of things. Those that know your story, I get it. But this has just made you look very ugly, girl. Okay. If I would have been you, I mean, first of all, I want to never allow myself along beside Donald Trump, okay, as supporting something that is just absolutely ridiculous. But as the world says it, and I heard it from the world, all right, so you can't get mad at JB Ambrose if you ever say, they say that Donald Trump knows his holes. Okay, I'm gonna move on.
Well, to be honest with you, if that's who's supposed to represent African American women or women of color, then you know what? That's how they feel. That's how they think that we are all supposed to look or be that. uplift that. And it's not. It's not only the tattoo; it's what she represents. Well, yeah, and she comes from that too. But she comes from a situation where I'm not that much of a fan of hers per se. I only know her from social media and what her dating Kanye before he married Kim, or before he started dating Kim. On top of that, she was a stripper, and her and Black China used to hang out on social media a lot. She had the what they call the slut run or the slut walk for women who believed in promiscuous and all types of other stuff that they like doing. My thing is, okay, fine. If she wants to be Republican or conservative, that's her prerogative. I have nothing against her supporting who she wants to support. Okay, but don't even speak up for us, because we don't need you to speak up for African Americans.
No, we don't.
You don't represent us.
No, you don't.
And that's why I have an issue with Trump and the Republican platform. It's like they put out the black face and they think, oh, this is the African American community. This is who's representing them, and this is who's speaking up for them. They don't represent us. And I'm going to go back and let you see. This is why I was saying in the last show, individualism does not work for the African American community. Pertains to how they think of us.
We definitely want to include our Hispanic.
Oh no, it's black folks. Let me tell you this. Forget about the brown people. Okay. They've been preaching to us about coming to vote for Republican. It's all about the black vote. We got to get out the black vote. The black vote. Y'all need to get out there and vote for Trump and support Trump. And it's not nobody else but black folks being preached to about this. And that's what I have issue with when it pertains to the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. Stop preaching to us about why it's so important to vote. Some of us are, hey, listen, I'm going to vote. Right. I'm going to vote because let me tell you why. I lived in between Montgomery and Selma. I was born and raised in Alabama, in between those two cities. I know the history. I know my history. I know every year they vote on the Voting Rights Act of 1965. And that my right would, hey, if Trump gets back in, will go up in smokes. Wow. And it's just so important that we do get out there and vote. But stop making the African American the scapegoat for those who don't know the importance of voting when you have a bunch of other communities, and I can name a bunch of Hispanic folks who don't know anything about voting, but they're going to vote. But they just don't. And not only Hispanic, but Indians and Asians, they preach to them as well and stop making us the targets. Go ahead, Darnell.
Well, let me say this real quick before you go ahead. Our producer, can you put that picture of Amber Rose back up one more time for me? I wasn't through talking about her.
She don't want to be black. I'm like Jocelyn Hernandez. She don't want to be black.
Yeah, all I want to say, again, I just want you guys to look at this. Is a very attractive young lady. Okay, beautiful smile, great cheekbones. Her story, now let me get on the sentimental side. Her story was just not the best. She did not have a good relationship with her mother. Her mother was just very dogmatic, took her through all kind of traumatic moments throughout the course of her life, which pushed her into becoming a stripper, a video vixen, and it's unfortunate that we have women like this that have gone through the ranks of being mistreated, by men of color, typically, and abused. So what they do is they set their lives in this motion to protect themselves, or put this wall up to protect themselves from the hurt that they've experienced. So I feel sorry for her today. Said what she really needs is healing. Okay, she needs healing from all of the trauma. Matter of fact, she needs to set up an appointment with Ayanna.
That was generous. Oh Lord! And the California Community Church that she was taking money from. Oh my Lord!
But the thing about it is that I like as my grandma say, I don't feel no way tired, but I don't feel no way sympathy for her. Because at the end of every day, what you just explained is every black woman, majority of that in their past. They done had trauma, they done had things happen, they done had all types of stuff, they done had issues with their mama, their grandma, their cousin, their auntie, their husband, their brother. They done had that, and they yet still is happening. So those are not things that are excuses. What was your past is your past. What's your present is your present. And her present is she's standing up there making a fool out of herself. She done been with she's had a great life. She was with Wiz Khalifa. This man give her X amount of money a month for a whole child, so she ain't hurting nowhere financially. So at the end of every day, she has no troubles outside of her wanting to turn around. And I don't know if they could have paid her for to come out there and be standing there and make a fool out of herself. But the problem is this: as Dallin stated, they have to stop picking people to be a representative for the Black culture, and to say what you turn around, what you were saying about why they could come for the Black people is because they know that therefore we hold a lot of power. We hold more power than what we realize that we hold.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Why do you think they keep on saying the Black vote, the Black people, the Black this, the Black that? Because ultimately, without us in this country, if you take away the Black people out of the country, this country wouldn't have anything.
Yeah, well, okay.
Yeah, you're right.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, and so true, you know, about that, you know. But here's the thing, and you know, as we are fight to be as a very inclusive show, so I always say to, you know, both sets of audience, we do have to highlight, you know, the concerns that happen in each community. But unfortunately, because it seems that the African American community, Black community, brown community, whatever you want to label it, is always under some level of scrutiny, you know, from something, you know, back and forth. And you know, it troubles me that happens. We're always a topic every week, you know, every 4 years, you know, what is considered the Black church, or the former Black church, not at this point, has been the one that every politician wants, be it state and local or whatever, has to visit to, you know, to put your spin on it, you know, I mean, you know, and like why, and you know,
it seems desperate for a vote.
Well,
when you could go to any community, walk the community, you can go into an HBCU, on an HBCU campus and talk to the students. You can go into a home. The thing about it is, though, it just looks desperate for votes when you do Black church visits.
Right.
Like, come on now.
But here's the thing. So this is where our accountability piece comes in. Okay.
The NAACP ain't speaking.
That would be complete accountability right there. Okay. You're gonna go there. All right. No. But the thing about it is here comes the accountability. Okay. You know, and understanding where you are in society and how you've been infused in society, you know, as a whole. The culture of people of color, we've got to change how we see ourselves. Okay. All right. Because if you see yourself, women, okay, and women in general, okay, because this ain't limited to Amber Rose being the only hoe on the block. Okay, there's a lot of other hoes of other colors. Okay, so let's not put her just the only hoe on the block. Okay, I'm just calling like it is, guy. I know, you know, you're like, why are you calling her a hoe? Well, okay. Anyway, it go with the territory. All right, but she ain't the only hoe out there. All right, but for this conversation, she becomes the focus hoe. All right, but anyway, so we really have got to find a way to merge these ideas that we have together. So what that means is that we've got to start having decent conversations among all people groups. Okay, we've got to lay aside the disappointment that people of color that have had with our Caucasian brothers and sisters. Now, every Caucasian brother and sister, it doesn't think like the Proud Boys, doesn't think like what's the mother ones out there, you know, them shit starters. Okay, at the end of the day. So, and there's some friends of mine that are watching tonight that are not thinking like they are in the mode of wanting to bridge these gaps that are out here, you know, and have these honest conversations. Well, thank you guys for tuning into the Truth. We want to identify this, and we want this to be the conversation place that these things start. But we need you to share and like and give us a comment and put it out there so people know that we have these kind of conversations. Because you can go on any place on the internet, YouTube and everything else, and they're having garbage conversation over and over again. But where can you go each and every week to find something that's going to be helpful for you, no matter what perspective of ethnicity that you come from? You know, and it makes it a point to this, be it, and then I'm gonna get off this little box, be it spirituality, religion, politics, personal relationships, life. All of these things, we are wanting to bring these type of conversations to you to help you get better at what you need to be doing, all right, as an individual. Back to my accountability piece, and I'll let you take us to break. The people of color, we got to be accountable. We got to stop this. We got to stop the behaviors that we find because, we've been awarded a holiday. That's not a holiday, okay? That's a disgrace to the community. And to further show the disgrace, when it first came out, we got twerkers celebrating that. Come on, really?
We got twerkers for the 4th of July
too. Yeah.
Okay. But this is the thing. But this is the thing. I think what happens is that we put so much emphasis on things as far as us that really has no meaning, and we tend to do it to ourselves. Just because that's just like if, in fact, a person go out here, dancing has been a part of our culture for ages. Because that's what music, we lived off of music. That's how we survived off of music. Back in the day, back from the African tribe days, they danced, they moved, they shake their hips, they were vibrant. So we can't say twerking because therefore it's something that they still do it. It's just the factor of this. We have to make sure that you can twerk, do whatever the heck you want to do out here in the streets. Just make sure that you're educated on what's going on around you when it comes down to your political aspects of things. Or whatever the case may be.
I want to submit this about the twerking. Okay, is a difference. This has been treated as an overly sexualized opportunity that for the twerking that went on in Africa wasn't done for the same purposes, and it has become quite lewd in the process of the gyration of the dynasty, the hump gyration that what they're doing in Colombia with the black men now. I mean, the men of color. So all of a sudden you twerk, you shaking and moving and thumping. Yeah, but come on, really? Really? We don't need to know that, people. We don't need. I understand it's your idea of self-expression, but do it. Everybody don't need to know that. Okay, I mean, really, everybody don't need to know what you like doing. Come on, and that's just for the same gender community. I mean, I didn't want to get off on that, but it's all apropos to the same thing. We don't need. Hey, pride, I get it. Hey, we all prideful. Okay, we all proud of what we do, but we don't need to see you walking down the street with a jock strap on. Okay, I'm sorry. There are young people, there are kids that are watching the behaviors. We don't want to see you half naked. Okay, that's not celebrating pride. That becomes lewd, and that becomes something totally different in the process of that. This is why other communities have a problem in accepting you. But we'll pick that up as Navigating in America comes up in a minute. We're going to talk about that. I kind of feel like we need to get in that a little bit.
Okay, you let the conservative side out.
Hey, it's there. Okay,
let's go to break.
Well,
we'll be right back after this break. Conservative or not conservative? Okay, we're going to talk about it. All right, we'll be right back.
Call 844-55-STARZ. It's Junk Stars, baby.
Hey, my name is Thurston, and here I have my CEO, son Langston. We specialize in junk removal, dumpster rental, and demolition. So if you need junk removed,
call Junk Stars.
You need dumpster rentals?
Call Junk Stars.
Hey. All right, and we are back, guys. So you go ahead and take it.
The
conservative moment.
I think everybody needs a cultural template to go back to. I always say for any community, and I think I don't like to say that as the African American community, we don't have a cultural template. I think we do, but I think it's too performative. I think we become a little too performative, and it becomes a cultural export for everybody to see. That I do. For me, I feel like we should hold things that we hold dearly to us, and what belongs. That is what belongs to us. That's just me. That's my truth behind the truth. I just feel like sometimes we open the door too wide for everybody to look in and say, "Oh, what's that? Let me be a part of that." And we have no ownership of nothing. And for example, I'm a music historian. I love music. I always have listened to a lot of music. That's how eclectic I am. But knowing the history of the American music, we know that, and I hate this. If you don't like what I'm about to say, I'm sorry. But African American, our experience have brought about the American culture. We have brought about the American sound because before that, then there was only classical European music. But with that came bluegrass, came gospel, came jazz, came bebop, rock, came R&B, came pop, all of that, because there was nobody out there making these noises, doing these dances, but us. The Charleston in the 20s, and I'm going to go historian on you, was looked down upon by Republicans, by conservatives, as some type of black voodoo dance. Because we started the Charleston, we were the black bottoms that they copied. Then you had swing music, you had all of. See, that is the type of culture, that is the type of history that we, as an African American community, we have contributed to the American culture. But we don't hold those things dear because we don't teach it to our children. We don't teach it. We don't know about it. We don't care about it. So who comes and takes it? People will say Paul Whitman was the king of jazz when we know it was Louis Armstrong was the king of jazz. But the saddest thing about it is we don't hold those things dear, so somebody comes and takes it. And I'm so sorry if that's how I get offended because I know this stuff. So I feel like sometimes we get out there and we do so much and we keep these things so wide open for everybody to come and see and to take that we have no cultural template for ourselves. We have nothing to hold dear to. I just feel like at the end of the day, we should have something that belongs to us and that we have, and that we. I'm
so in agreement. I know, Darnell, you waiting.
I know I'm talking too much, but still,
but my question to that, and then maybe we can open that up after Darnell says this point. But why do we rally around the obscurity rather than rallying around the opportunities of what you just said? So go ahead, Darnell, make your point. That's just another point we go with it.
Well, this is the thing. And as you stated, Dallin, you can't rally around something you don't know anything about.
Amen.
And then too, you have to think. The thing about it is, that's why I keep telling people, we can sit here and preach to these folks till they black and blue about all the things that they should be doing. But if you keep on saying what you should be doing, but you're not trying to tell them the things that they should know to do what they should be doing, it's pointless. You're just now talking just to hear yourself talk at that point. Okay. So it's just like this. If you're not out in the streets beating the pavement to do these things, quit talking.
Ooh. Okay. I got that. I felt that.
Okay.
I felt that all in my
Can you say that for the people on the back row? Can you say
if you're not out in the streets beating the pavement for the people to know the things that they need to know, quit talking. That's it. Because this is the thing. I can say all day that we need to go and plant more trees. We need to plant more trees. If we plant more trees, or whatever the case may be, for the oxygen. But if I'm not out here telling the people about the fact of how to plant the trees, what to do, why not all these other things, and I keep saying we need to plant them, what's the purpose of keep on saying that?
I feel it.
Lead by example.
I feel it.
But you know what? And this goes to going back to what we were just talking about in the beginning about the political nature of our country as we speak. When I hear people talk about Trump is going to give me a stimmy, and you have not put nothing behind this man to be running, people think Trump going to do this. It's not Trump by himself. Now, and this is sounding random right now, but please, if you understand where I'm coming from, like you say, if you like Darnell, like you were saying, if you just out there talking and beating, it's just the fact is, I just wish that people would understand how important it is to get out there and get involved, and stop talking. Because if you're not the Heritage Foundation, if you're not the people who are putting big dollars behind Biden and Trump, stop saying that I'm going to get something when you're not going to get anything. You're not investing in anything. You're just talking. And the fact is that these people absolutely believe that Trump is going to give them something because he's going to be the person. No, he's going to give the Heritage Foundation something, which they have.
He's gonna give them something, all right.
Oh yeah, that's true.
He's gonna give them a nightmare.
Okay, No. It's just so appropriate about what you're mentioning about this. And again, navigating life in America. Okay, I mean, this part of the conversation at this point is really not Democratic or Republican. Okay, this is a conversation about a personality.
It sounds more Democratic,
right?
Than it does, right, because we are so against the MAGA people,
right? But what it's become, it's not. And honestly, and and some of our guests tonight are echoing that too. It's not about the political perspective on it. This conversation is not about Democrat or Republican. Okay, this is about a personality.
Get up and vote.
Okay,
thank you, Darnell.
Okay.
Get up and
it's
vote.
about a personality. This personality has succeeded at separating itself from Democrat, and it has separated itself from Republican. Okay, so what it has done, it has caused another movement in the middle of the U.S. Okay, because it has created, we can call it a shit show, we can call it a racist show, we can call it a bigoted show, we can call it all of those other type of things. But what it has done, this personality has created something that these people have wanted forever. They wanted to be separate from the ideas of Democrat. They wanted to be separated from the ideas of Republicans. Okay, because the true Republican, and there's some of them on our show tonight, true Republicans are not supporting Trump. Okay, they're not. They've been labeled as that. Okay, and unfortunately, because the small connective piece that this personality is using as a frame, they have to be pulled into it. Okay, just like the people that are at this point of trying, which we need to talk about, President Biden, to have him drop out, let somebody else come in. That's not all Democrats that's feeling that way. It's a portion of the Democratic Party that's feeling that way for the reasons that they feel is necessary for that purpose. Now, whether he's too old, basically it's too old. I mean, that's what they're saying. They feel like he's too old, and the leadership that he needs to exhibit for this country, he's not able to fulfill. But the other side, you and I were talking about this the other night, is that they don't want Kamala Harris as vice president. This country doesn't want Kamala Harris as a vice president. That is on both perspectives. Now, we of color would like to see her that portray. Oh, he's sitting up. Get ready, Darnell. They don't want Kamala Harris as president. Okay, so this is another layer of things that need to be discussed wherever you sit on the perspective. That is a Republican conversation as well as there's a Democratic conversation. And these conversations are being had not in the public eye. Okay, so I'm saying this for you guys to have a better, clearer understanding. I'm saying this what do I call it? What do I call it? Maggot. What I call maggots. The maggots movement. Okay, that's a sort of. This is based on a personality. This is not based on the involvement of the United States as a group of people, which it should be. This is about a personality that has an agenda, that this group of people has decided to separate itself from being a Republican, from being a Democrat, because you know what? Anybody that tells you how you feel about situation and gives you an okay with it, you're okay with it. All right. You're not exercising the right authority. You're not exercising the right decision, and you're not exercising the right accountability. Wow. Because why would you follow somebody? Okay, if you're in that point, and to say that, well, I can shoot somebody in the middle of Times Square and I can get away with it. Well, that's obviously your thought pattern. That's why you support it. Okay, that to do the things that these other people in these communities are doing. It's you follow behind it because it's what you support. So what you support, you follow behind. Let's just take it on a religion for a second. Okay, you people that go to church each and every Sunday, and you have a idea, you feel it's a social obligation to show up at this particular place at this particular time and hear whatever message is coming to you. You take that as gospel, which most of it ain't, but it's gospel for your life. Okay, and you move out in it and you let it govern your life throughout the way. Okay, that separates you in most cases from Republican or Democrat. Okay, so you got to start looking at it as the perspective of what's out here. Okay, and this is not supporting the Trump agenda because it is an agenda. Let's call it what it is. You know what I'm saying? Let's call it what it is, and it's agenda. However, the agenda has got this set group of people, the 5 that were at the convention, all right, to be on point with that. So, hey, let them be. But it won't get into the presidency. But anyway, go ahead, Darnell.
So my question is this. I'm trying to figure out, they keep saying that he's not fit to be able to run and this, that, and other. This man, we are literally entering his fourth quarter, the ending of his fourth quarter, or whatever the case may be. In this fourth quarter, he done had to come behind a whole shit show of the country being millions of people being killed from a pandemic.
Right.
But
that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
People losing their homes. People trying to get back into work. On top of the factor of, don't forget, it was a lot of businesses that was closed due to the pandemic, and more jobs was created. So therefore, people can have jobs. Unemployment being down, all types of things, among many things that they've tried to put forward that the Republican Party has blocked. But now, since it's this close in the game, and it's with they're scared of the possibility that therefore he will have that second term. Now he's not fit for office. Those are the things that kind of that baffles me, because
his PR team they're not good. They're not good at their job. Number one, whoever he hired for his PR team or marketing, whoever, they have not been doing the due diligence of making him look good, because
he needs some more aggressive one.
He needs to change up or fire somebody, because they are not doing him any favors. Right. And the saddest thing about it is he is suffering to people he's suffering from the public opinion of him not looking good, looking well, or not looking like he's able to do the job. And I don't think it's him. I just think it's the people that are supposed to be at least putting out the image, at least of somebody who is actually doing the damn work. Right. But I go back to the fact that Trump is so good at doing shit like this because he knows about marketing. Right. Yeah, he's a business
because he was a celebrity. Celebrities, that's what their lives is consist of. They know of marketing themselves.
And Biden's out of touch. Right. He's so out of touch. He doesn't have that Obama effect that Obama had, because Obama was so in touch with the youth.
Right.
He's old school politics. That's it.
And very good point. Let me drop this in as a little bit of a nugget, what was going on, and then how the political spectrum has changed, whether it's, again, Democratic or Republican, the whole idea of this whole process. And let's go back to Ronald Reagan. Yeah, I know you weren't around at that particular point in time. Darren, I was thinking about coming to the earth around that time.
No, I wasn't.
I know, right?
The same situation occurred when it came down to Ronald Reagan. Okay, during Ronald Reagan's second term, all right, he was facing a lot of mental issues, and they kept that stuff out of the eyes of the public. Okay, they did. He was in the early stages of dementia, at that particular point in time. But guess what? You would not know that man was, because when he got in front of the camera, I don't know if Nancy kicked him in his ass or whatever it is, but she said, you will get in front of this camera, and it's not going to be like what I'm dealing with when the camera's off, because it was allegedly, truthfully said or whatever, that she was running the White House because he was sitting in the corner blah, 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 the whole time. Okay, so I'm not saying that President Biden is in that particular status, but the country needs to see something different. Okay, this is a youthful country. Yes, we're moving into a new phase of youth. Okay, and if we're not speaking to youth and that aspect, then I guess that's why Amber Rose had to get up in front of the national convention of the Republicans to have a tattoo across it, because it is, at the end of the day, it's speaking to the youth. She's speaking to the whole or not, she's speaking to the youth because this is what they like. Okay, so I don't like it. My team don't like it. I think it's just inappropriate, but that's my conservative side. But somewhere in the youth world, they like it. So that's what they stick up there in front. So
I could care less what she has across her forehead. Go ahead, Darnell. I'm sorry.
We're pulling. I think what they're doing now is, if you notice all the people who, how the game that they're playing is this. They're playing the end game. So they're pulling he's pulling all his stops out right now, and they pulling out their stops out like they did last time in the end. That's because they feel like you start off fat, you start off strong, you end weak. He's older. He started off steady and he ends strong. Because he's now turned around. You pull all these people that are big heads. You have Taylor Swift on your side. You had Fanny up there. You know she has a big influence on the spiritual gospel people. She did the national anthem.
Right.
You have all these other celebrities that's all the ones who you have Beyonce in your corner. You have Kim K, who just donated $100 million to your campaign. You have all these people that's in pocket. So it's a money game, all in the same note, but it's a long game. They want to know that they don't give a damn about if you're going out here saying all these things. They want to know, do you have the influence enough from the people who mean, and that's the 1%ers.
Right. Return on their investment.
Yes. They want to. That's what they want to know. They want to know.
Right.
If you have a message to begin to get across to the people, do you have the people out there that's in the community that will come up and stand to push this message for you, that actually have a voice?
Right.
Well, he need to get Jasmine Crockett on the docket because Miss Thing can sell. She can sell some shirts.
Right.
And I ain't trying to be funny, but she be out there speaking her mind, and she does not hold back. And that's one thing I feel like this is what makes Trump unique. He's not holding back on his lies or on his craziness.
Right.
But it's just when you play that political game where you try to keep it meek and safe, it doesn't work for this new crowd that believes in everything reality. Because we have been so fixated on reality television that Trump has now made politics a reality television show. And I'm sorry, you might have to get down in the mud and wallop with the pigs to get your message across, because it's just a new society right now who wants to see that mudsling. Right. And Trump is bringing it, but Biden is still, like you saying, playing old conservative politics, and it doesn't work. Right. It's not working for this new generation who don't even know politics. They don't know what's going on in their world. But and I always say this in the back of my mind, if Trump gets in, there will be a new wake-up call. There's going to be a new wake-up. There's going to be a new society, a new constitution, a new government. There will not be no time to be out there complaining, because you won't have nothing to complain about. You'll be complaining in somebody's detention camp, getting your ass beat. Because that's where it's going to go. It's going in that direction. I hope they understand that we do have the detention camps in this country. They got it built over there in Texas.
Yeah, they do.
Maybe they get their ass beat right now.
Yeah, we have that.
Let me address a couple points. So Joe was he gave a couple of points a minute that he was mentioning that over 30 members of the Democratic Party are asking Joe Biden to withdraw. Okay?
Yeah.
So that's true. You know, that's out there. That's a truth behind the truth. We're all
even George Clooney wrote a op-ed in the newspaper talking about he needs to. But my thing is like Jasmine Crockett said in one of her interviews, the Democrats are scared of their own shadow. Well, they're scared of their own shadow because they don't have the balls to be like the Republicans and get the Republicans now. Well, no, she said this.
Well, again, that portion of the Republicans, because there's a side.
Well, no. I ain't gonna because see, I hear what you're saying, but not one Republican has ever went out there on a limb and said, we're not going to get behind this man. They, in their quietness, the fact that they don't say it out loud verbatim, they are supporting him.
Right, but it becomes party over people.
Well, hey, that's what they represent.
Right. Party over people, okay. I mean, but that's a good point to explore. Let me say this real quick about what Joseph said. He just mentioned about the diagnosis with Reagan. So he put down that Reagan came forward about his Alzheimer's in November 5th of 1994. But during the time he was in
his presidency,
right? Yeah, it was
way after his presidency.
Right, he came forward with it, okay. But it was going on while he was doing office. You know, sometimes they don't want to come forward, early on because it would bring too much problem. But thanks for sharing that, Joe. Yeah, I agree. But
I don't think it's a motherfucking thing wrong with Joe, because I think the person that the wife.
Oh no, not that Joe. No, I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying our Joe. I'm saying our Joe. Okay. I think that the wife that he have, the type of person that she is, I don't think that she would even allow him to put himself in that position, because they care more about their family and their needs than anything. I don't even put him where he'll go out there and try to run for another 4 years, knowing his age and knowing their age or whatever the case may be, trying to run a country. Because therefore, she would tell him herself, "Hey, babe, let's just sit this one out. You done did 8 years as a VP. Now you turn around and you did 4 years as a president. Hey, we've done enough." So I feel like if she turn around and still backing him and behind him.
Yeah.
Got a point. Well taken. That's another point of navigating life in America. You know, I really would love to know that is the absolute to the absolute. You know, I mean, as to where we're going with it, and I'm just want to be optimistic to the point that we will figure it out. I do not want to see Donald Trump in office for the reasons that we know. I mean, I don't want a liar. I don't want a liar in office.
You just don't want the Heritage Foundation in your laws.
Right.
Because that's who's going to be running this country. Right. It's not going to be Trump. It's the Heritage Foundation.
But for whatever financial gain that he's provided for these people to come up with that, you know.
They provided for him. He didn't provide for them.
What I mean is that with the financial position that he's going to be putting these people in, because he will pass that so that they can get their agenda across. And it's always about a financial gain. So this is where his negotiation, as a businessman, has put these people in place, for say, hey, you know what? Sit down, come up with this ludicrous fundamental practices that I'm going to push, or you're going to push on America, because we are the right wing Christians, and we are the ones that we're going to make society a Christian nation, which is not. I don't think how many times everybody on every platform keeps telling y'all that it's not a Christian nation. So stop trying to push it. Now you have your right to your belief in your faith. Yes. And nobody's taking that from you. Okay. At the end of the day, but it excuse me, it is not a Christian nation, and it was not designed for that particular purpose, as a whole. Okay. So let's just stop the BS, people. Okay.
No, the BS is too good to stop, because
it makes money.
It's entertainment.
It makes money.
It's entertainment until it gets real.
Wow!
It is.
Take a minute to talk about that before we wrap it up.
It's entertainment until it gets real, because we haven't seen the reality of what this is going to bring yet, and that's why I keep saying, and I'm going to still repeat this. This is not about Trump by himself. No. He has people behind him who going to push these laws into the American conscience, and there will be a new constitution. The old will be ripped up, because that won't matter anymore. Right. It will not matter anymore, and that's why it is so important that you get out there and really support. I'm just saying Biden. Now, you can support Trump all you want to. Just know what you're getting yourself involved in.
We just don't say vote blue.
Vote blue.
Okay. Let me submit this.
Feel some kind of a way about Biden.
Right. Let me say this on support. We'll pick this up on our next show. Okay. So here's a question for you guys to ponder over, and hopefully you will, take it to social media. Is it the fact that you want a different constitution now that you're getting behind? Okay. Because here's the thing: the Constitution requires you to be accountable. Okay. We are growing to a society of people that don't want to be accountable for nothing. Okay. So why is it appealing to listen to this garbage? Because you don't want to be accountable. Okay. Original Constitution requires accountability. Now, there was a lot of crap in it. Okay. But it was framed to help Americans be accountable for their actions. Things that are coming out now, we have elaborated them. Holes are acceptable at conventions. What was it? We talked about the start of the Grindr is acceptable for the behavior. Probably was on the pamphlets they gave out. Have a good time in Milwaukee called Grindr. I'm being funny, but at the end of the day, all of these things have been the point, because we're going to a society that does not like accountability. I want to do what I want to do. I want to get away with what I want to get away with. I want to tell women that they must have a child they don't want. Okay. I must do this. I must put more people in jail. I must keep making the wealthy more wealthier. Okay. And I don't want to be held accountable for that. I don't want to be held accountable for the person that's out on the street. okay, that can't pay their rent, can't pay their bill, are fighting to pay their rent, or fighting to pay their bills. Why are we here, people? Why are we here? Selfishness and greed is why we're here, okay? And that hits on every account. Democrat or Republican, black or white, Asian, Chinese, Mexican, Latino, whatever people group that you want to consider yourself a part of, it is reigning in every people group. I've said it on the show. We've said it. Darnell said it. Until we find a place in humanity to put the shit aside, the shit will keep shitting. Bottom line. That's the bottom line. That's the wrap.
But that's what Joe said.
Okay. And I get to a point where I'm sick of it and I could go on, but I'm not going to do that. All right. But guys, think about that. We want to hear from you next show. Okay. Really. I mean, we are on the brink of losing one of the greatest accountability. Not that it was perfect. Okay. Not the perfect union that was created in all that. It's not perfect, but it was a source of accountability. Okay. And help us form a more perfect union. Form, that means practice, that means understanding, that means conversation, that means not being one-sided, not saying it because I had to have it my way, even though I didn't agree with it. Form. Think about the word form. It means to work together. You form a building, okay? You form a status, you form a group, you form things. This is not forming a more perfect union. This is creating havoc. Okay, and if we as humanity in this country do not address the havoc that is producing major shit, we're gonna have a big problem on our hands. All right, next week there may be a shift in time. Okay, if we're not here Saturday, we will be here Sunday. All right, so just look for the notification. Matter of fact, we'll put a advertisement out which way we're going to be. But be here next week, guys. It's going to be great. And those points that we put out there tonight, we want to hear from you. Give you something to think about this week. Do your homework. Okay, do your homework. I appreciate Joe and everybody that was tuning in tonight. David for tuning in, and Gilbert for tuning in tonight, and Janae for tuning in tonight. Welcome back to the fold, Janae, our sister-in-law. I mean, just all of you guys for tonight. Thank you for taking the opportunity to come and listen to what we are solidly talking about here on The Truth Behind the Truth. Okay, you can get the garbage elsewhere. You won't get the garbage here. All right, you'll at least know that we dropped something on you to go investigate the truth behind the truth. Y'all have a powerful, blessed night and a great week. We love y'all. See you next week right here. What? The truth behind the truth. Bye-bye, guys.